Greetings and welcome to In Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps copped the Junior Panorama Title 2023. To tell us more about the grouping from Enterprise Chaguanas and why they are so much more than just a band, we are joined by senior band arranger Clarence Morris.
Yeah, boy.
On the hands, that was good. Now it's judging night. Look at crowd.
This is Mr. Ben. This is the main man here. This is the guy. This is the man. Tropical Angel Harps. In the Hall of Fame.
T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps is more than a steel orchestra.
And we say welcome, Mr. Morris. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. DK, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm curious. I see some things over your left shoulder. What are they? I'm saying congratulations because they're looking like trophies.
2023 Junior Panorama Championship Trophy, under 21 category. Tropical Angel Harps are the champions 2023.
And they cannot take that away from you. It's written into the books. But even before, I want to get a little idea about getting ready during the pandemic. If somebody asks you about who's Tropical Angel Harps, how will you answer them, Mr. Morris?
Well, Tropical Angel Harps is a band that has been in existence since 1977. Previous to that, we had two existing steel bands that came together in 1977 to form Tropical Angel Harps. Incidentally, that happened to be the year that I started playing fan, 1977. So my introduction to fan would have been the same year of Tropical Angel Harps. And this band have been, an institution for all those years. We have participated in all of the steel band activities, steel band competition. We are a band performing throughout the year, not only during Carnival. And we have been a band that has adopted several programs throughout our history, our existence. One of the main thrusts of Tropical Angel Harps is our youth program, which would speak to what has recently happened in terms of our championship in the under 21 Junior Panorama. Our youth program has now borne fruit. For many years, we have been, trying to bring the youth of the community, so to speak, into one space and to develop them musically as well as in other areas of their life. And there's a lot that we have been doing that we can talk about.
And I think that we want to talk about it, thanks, because when someone hears Enterprise Chaguanas, there's different visions that they can get, but is not necessarily usually described as the most gentle of neighborhoods. So, and when you talk about it being an institution since 1977, I want you to go into some of those things that make it that institution, please, Mr. Morris. You started talking about the youth program. Tell me about after school, bringing people in so that they're there, so that their hands not idle. What are some of the things that you have the youth involved in when they're there at that space?
Right. So I'll start with the youth program in particular, which is the main thrust. Learning to play the instrument as an applied instrument. So we take the youth from as early as 4 years old, even before that sometimes. We have them in this space after school and we walk them through the rudiments of playing the instrument. That is one aspect. That is working on their skill sets. We also prepare them for written exam, theory exams, and so on. So we are complementing that practical aspect with the rudiments of music and so on. Area of music. We have actually been enrolling students for the music exams like Royal Schools and the UWI fan practical exams. So we try to develop these youths in a holistic way, and we complement this during the vacation period by having camps that involves not only just tuba and playing, but also drama and theater. We bring in the community police and so on, and other areas of that would help there in terms of life skills. Um, Additionally, we have a sort of uh, I want to say a mirror of a homework center. It is not the model homework center where the students who, in particular, in secondary schools, are given, extra tuition regarding their CXC, for instance, CXC level, and even some of the lower form levels. We focus mainly on the CXC students who are writing exam any given year. Even during the pandemic, we had the sessions taking place, particularly in math and English, and we always welcome interested citizens who would like to volunteer in this area for our homework sessions to help our students not only just develop in the music, but also to give them some support in terms of their academic pursuits and so.
And you see what you're saying there, Mr. Morris, and me, I appreciate it so much because one, yes, you're giving people a skill, a practical skill, but there's also that theoretical base behind it. So you could go to any a band, orchestra, where they just hand you your sheets and you're able to flow with that because you have this kind of foundation. The way that you include the community so that people consider this place a safe space, and the community also knows what's happening because of these concerts, the community policing that you also say, and you even reach further afield looking at the fact that you welcome volunteers to come and see what are some of the good things that are happening inside of the T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps. We take a short break. We're going to continue this conversation. We are speaking with the senior band arranger, Clarence Morris. Stay with us. We return with more.
Enterprise as an institution, in that we have been involved in the education of youngsters, and this year 2023 we expect this year to be a bumper year for T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps. The players, it was their decision to choose this particular song for Panorama 2023. And you could see their reaction while they play, because they see themselves as being part of the selection and being part of the tune itself. And I could say that when Michael passed by and he interfaced with the players, I think that sent up the interest and the enthusiasm several notches. So you will see a very enthusiastic and confident group of young people. In addition to which, it is the same young people who would have performed last Sunday in the Junior Panorama, and they were able to top the Junior Panorama Title 2023.
And we are getting to know T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps a little more, speaking with senior band arranger Clarence Morris. And even before we get back to the conversation, the footage that we've been seeing, it's courtesy of Chaz Shepard. I hear it's from an upcoming documentary, Sounds Like Steel. But Mr. Morris, what was the conversation like? Is it a matter of empowering the younger members of the group to decide, okay, well, this is the song that we go with? What is the process like selecting the song and putting together that arrangement?
We have always had a fairly democratic approach to selection for Panorama. This is nothing new. What is more fortunate is that we have a lot of young people in the band who are now, the baton has been passed on to them, so to speak, from the senior members who are still here, still supporting, some of them still playing, but more or less giving the young people the opportunity to have more say into what takes place. So I have a team of young people who have been working for the past few years, and we usually sit down with all of the offerings for the season in terms of panorama perspective pieces, and we discuss them, we listen to them, we go through them over and over, and then after discussions we usually come to consensus. In this particular year, Hall of Fame was more or less it was not that difficult to decide. While I usually take a lot of painstaking time to select a piece, the young members came to me very early with the selection Hall of Fame, and they wanted me to try it out. I told them, I wasn't initially feeling this song. I really want to give a fair chance to all of the offerings that are available. So I was spending an equal amount of time with each song, but they keep, pushing it in the Hall of Fame. And eventually I said, okay, let's put it down on the instrument and hear what it sounds like. And as soon as we did that, I myself, I must say, I must confess, when I heard what I put down on the pans, I was more impressed in how it turned out. And after that, it was, a straight case of we are going with Hall of Fame. And of course, Mikel Teja was aware of our selection, and we had some nice discussions about it. His philosophy about the song, his views and so on, and yeah, it was smooth sailing from there on.
But I really like the fact that you say, okay, well, after arranging and they played with AA, but like I had an outer body experience, it's something good. And it's really nice to see somebody who has come up with one of their contributions to the carnival and they really enjoy what it is you're playing. Because it's one thing for somebody to say, well, yeah, it's something all right, which is a very different kind of vibration from what you would have just seen. But in terms of looking at the level of inclusion, because what you're saying about Tropical Angel Harps and that fairly democratic process sounds very different to other people. I know, Mr. Morris, who some people would say that autocracy is the only policy. This is a dictatorship. You could take your democratic views and go elsewhere with it. But it seems as though that inclusion is something that Tropical Angel Harps does on a regular basis. There are even players of different ability. I saw there was a post about a gentleman who is visually impaired. What is preparation with him like versus other individuals? Is this something that you all do on a great basis? And how inclusive is the band?
Now, this visually impaired player is actually a senior member of the band. He has been in the band even before I started playing. Raymond Superville is his name. I would tell you that during the pandemic, he would have lost his sight during the pandemic. Prior to that, he would have been playing the steel pan with its full vision. So during the pandemic, I would say the pandemic gave us an opportunity in several areas. One, in terms of this visual impaired player, he would have had to make a big adjustment. First of all, even though he would have been playing the instrument for quite a long time, he now has to play the instrument outside. And therefore, it requires him to adjust his motion and his awareness of where the notes are and so on. Added to that, he had to deal with psychologically with the fact that he's no longer seeing to play. And I worked with him several times when we were practicing pieces, even during out of the panorama time, he would have we would have discussed ways to approach playing the instrument, being blind. How far to move your hands from one note to the next, to move your hand from C to E. What's the distance from C to E? The logistic. Remember the steel pan, you have the notes situated in different positions, and it's a matter of how far up or down you move your hands. So we had several discussions about that and about feeling without sight. So it was really a challenge, but at this point in time, I will tell you he's playing that part. If I close my eye and play, I think he's much better than me at that. I also want to add that during the pandemic, it gave us an opportunity to get our youths more motivated, because we had a performance last year, the Taste of Carnival, and we had to perform for Pantrindigo Taste of Carnival, and most of our youths were unvaccinated. And so they could not perform in that show. And a lot of them, they were crying about it. Why they were not vaccinated is a different story. However, after the Taste of Carnival, when the country was opened up and so on, we immediately started our program. All of the youths came out fully motivated. It's like if they were hungry to play some music. And so we got them involved in the program. We had planned 5 concerts during last year. All concerts were successful throughout the central area of Trinidad and Tobago. The youths were the main focus for those concerts. And coming out of those concerts, the last one would have been in December. They went with a sort of a momentum into the rehearsals for the 2023 Junior Panorama. And you can see the results of that at this time.
And in terms of seeing the results at this time, we're going to end with a piece of that winning performance, Mr. Morris. We want to thank you so much. Kudos to you. Kudos to people like Mr. Superville. We say thank you once more to Charles Shepard for the footage, Mr. Butcher, the PRO, and everyone involved in the T&TEC Tropical Angel Harps. And on behalf of the entire TTT News team, I'm Dike Rostant. Thank you so much for joining us. We ended this conversation with part of Tropical Angel Harps' Junior Panorama winning performance. Much, Mr. Morris. Thank you very much, Mr. Morris.
Okay, you take care. Have a blessed day.
Thanks much, you too. I will reach out to Mr. Butcher for when it is going to air. And thanks again.
Okay, great.
All right then, man. Bye-bye. Safety.
Thank you. Bye.